How is everyone doing today? I'm checking in after a bit of an absence. Sorry about that. I'm here, looking to share some thoughts about, happenings. Right now, I want to talk about the killing yesterday morning in Trelawny, Jamaica, of a lady while she was in church. I gather she was an employee of the National Commercial Bank in Jamaica, and so I want to first of all extend my condolences to her friends and family, as well as to the NCB for having lost a member of their staff, and also my condolences to the Agape Church. It must have been really horrific for you all to have gone to a place of worship, a place of solace, a place of reflection, a place of quietude, a place of oneness with God, a place of, mending of broken hearts, a place of, it's just positive things. The house of God is usually, from when I was a little girl, a solemn place where, things which are meant to be uplifting happen, are supposed to happen. And anything to the contrary isn't supposed to happen there. So that already was quite a disruptor in my mind. And then to think that in the middle of a praise and worship, as I saw on social media, you would hear shots ringing out, and the screams and the cries and all the expressions of horror, sadness, fright, that were there at that moment. And it makes you wonder, have we gotten so callous? Have we gotten so uncaring? Have we gotten to the point where we no longer fear God, no longer have respect for the house of God to begin with, and also no longer have the love for each other, that we can't resolve our differences, concerns, grievances even, without resorting to violence, without resorting to an act which is going to deny someone their mother, someone their daughter? Do we have to get to that point? And it's also, how did we get there as a country, as a nation? I grew up in Jamaica, in rural Jamaica. And those are, apart from high school, those are the best years of my life. I still cherish them because those were days where not only would you enjoy nature's bounty, the mountains, the rivers, all the fruit trees and all the crops that were grown. We grew most of the things that we ate at the time, plus also the animals around us. We reared them. But, it was also a time when Jamaica was a place of love for the most part. I mean, we had some history of, social upheaval in the 80s. Matter started in the late 70s, but that was not widespread. Where we were coming from in rural St. Elizabeth, that was like not there. It was a sense of community, a sense of love. I was always asked, I was often asked, as a matter of fact, to help neighbors around us, elderly neighbors. I would write their letters for them in response to their relatives who were overseas, daughters or whoever it was. I'd sometimes accompany them to go do their shopping because grandma knew that they needed help, and so she'd send me to go help them, to do chores of different kinds. That was the kind of love and caring community in which I grew up. And that's something I still cherish. And I'd speak about that very often with friends and family because it was just so surreal in a real way, what I experienced as a child in Jamaica. So fast forward to 2021, where I'm seeing rural Jamaica, urban Jamaica, suburban Jamaica being exposed to, these kinds of things. Is like, are we really that far gone as a country? And how did we get there? That's what I keep on asking. How did we get there? And now that we realize we are there, shockingly, but we are there, where do we go from there? I know if you're looking at a wheel, I mean, the wheel is turning. But if it's all the way down there and it's turning clockwise, then it should go back up, right? And hopefully, in this case, when the wheel goes up, it needs to stay up, because Christ, it's horrifying. What could someone do for you to want to do that to someone else? And what does it solve when you kill the lady? You've caused a bigger problem for yourself, for those with whom you had, planned this whole thing. Because this clearly was planned. There was a getaway car, and there are, these several voice notes, out there. How did our hearts get so cold? And okay, you've killed her. So now what? Have you gotten a resolution to the issues which led you to kill her? Really? Come on, guys. Come on, Jamaica. This is heartbreaking. This is not the country that I grew up in. This is not the country I knew. This is not the country I love. This is not the country I'm proud of, and I'm always so honored to share about whenever I am anywhere in the world. I've been around a little, and I'm always a proud Jamaican. I'm always proud about, proud of the things that are happening in my country, and proud of all the achievements. But that pride is paling in comparison to the social ills we're having right now. All these murders, I've heard of, like, yesterday alone they had like several, including double murder in Clarendon, and come on, I mean, no. How do we get from there? We need to go back. In the church, a woman murdered. I heard at least 6 or 7 shots, if I counted correctly. But should there even be one shot? No. Why you killed the lady? Come on, guys. Jeez.